have with me Heidi Chapman, who was the founder of the Great Northern Bike Run back in 1991, and it was all in aid of Make-A-Wish, and in fact still is in aid of Make-A-Wish, which is the logo behind me. Heidi, tell me a little bit about the Great Northern Bike Run. What made you start it in the first place?
I wanted to do something akin to a coffee morning, but that involved bikes, and this is it.
I have with me Charlie Williams, 9 times TT winner, but today he's not going to do any racing, he's actually leading one of the ride-outs. Charlie, tell us a little bit about these ride-outs. Where are you off to today?
Well, we're off up into the Welsh Hills, up into Mole and Ruthin, and then down towards Llangollen, Oswestry, back to Whitchurch. I think it's about 130 miles in total.
Yeah. You looking forward to it?
Yes, I am, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not such a bad day. It's brightening up a little bit as we speak, and I've been involved with this for quite a few years now, and we've had a few wet ones, or a couple of wet ones, but I think today's going to be good.
And no racing speeds today then?
I don't think so, no. We'll keep everything down within the legal limit. We've got a big bunch of guys there at the back of us all chomping at the bit, ready to go, but no, we'll keep the speeds down, despite the fact that I'm going to have my first run on this Handle Blackbird.
All right, and you're looking forward to that. You look very pleased with yourself this morning.
Well, I think it was a bit of a coup obtaining it, you see. It doesn't actually belong to me, this one, but...
Oh, but you're going to treat it gently though, aren't you?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, the idea of the day, Jeff, is for everyone to enjoy themselves. There's plenty going on the ride-outs, as we know. There's plenty going on behind us, or there will be later on this afternoon.
Yeah.
And we just want everyone to have a good day.
Great. Well, you take care on the road.
I will.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Here we are. We're all ready for the first ride-out. The weather's looking good. It's not raining, so I'm about to join it. See you later.
Well, the marshals have cleared the track, everybody's ready. Now you think you can ride a bike, but this man, Dave Coates, is one of the best stunt riders you're ever likely to see. Now keep your eye, if you can, on the rear number plate and the tail lamp on the bike, because there'll be very little left of it after this. Cop for this. Burning rubber, the smell of burning rubber. Dave, that was sensational, brilliant. Yeah, this bike, it's a GSXR 1100. Is it pretty standard?
Pretty standard, yeah, about that.
Is it? There's no, what's this got that the bikes on the road haven't got?
Well, nothing really. All it's got is a set of motocross handlebars on and an air shifter, which unfortunately isn't working today. But apart from that, it's pretty standard.
Right, I see.
Standard engine, standard clutch.
Your wife goes on the back of this thing when you're doing these wheelers at breakneck speeds. It's what I would call a very close relationship.
Yes, it is, aye.
Is that right?
She trusts me.
And what do you have on your feet when you're going down, jumping off the back and leaping all over the place?
I have me steel, like a steel shoe.
Steel plate?
Yeah, well, strapped over me original boot.
Right, incredible.
But, there they are, there.
Okay, these. And how many of these do you get through?
I get through a couple in a year.
Do you?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, amazing. So where do you practice these things? I mean, you can't just go on the roads and...
No, I practice at a local croft circuit.
Right.
It's a local place,
Right.
so I practice there.
And a bit of unofficial practicing,
Yeah,
no doubt,
a little bit.
that we
A few
don't tell
years ago,
anybody
yeah.
about. Right, I see. So this is the man, Dave Coates. Do we think he's any good? Yeah! The business. Now this is something that you don't see very often. This is the Wall of Death. So get your earplugs in and let's go and have a look. Now this is Ken Fox. Ken, you actually ride in the Wall of Death.
Yes.
Right, and it's something we don't see very often these days. How many walls of death still exist?
Still existing. There's about 6 still exist, but there's only 2 of them being operated. The rest of them in a state of disrepair.
Right, so you actually travel the country putting on a show, do you?
Oh yeah, every weekend. We're open somewhere every weekend.
What kind of bikes do you use? They're obviously not standard bikes.
Well, they are basically. They're Indian Scouts that were built in 1924. 500cc, and then we use Honda CB 200s, which are quite modern bikes and just normal road bikes.
Right, do you have a go-kart, do you?
Yeah, we have a go-kart as well.
Yeah.
And a German-built go-kart, which was built especially for the wall, with twin engines and a pivoting back axle.
Right, smashing. Right, well, I'm on tight. Here we go. The Wall of Death. I've gone deaf and the cameraman's gone dizzy. Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Oh, you think you've seen stunt riding on every type of bike, but you've probably never seen anything like this. This is the purple helmets all the way from the Isle of Man on mopeds. Well, have you ever seen anything like that? I'm going to try and grab a word now with the PA man for the purple helmets, the man who carefully choreographs all these precision moves, Derry. Derry, fantastic display.
Now then, I'm using that name as an underplume because of the Child Support Agency. You understand that before we go any further. We mustn't use our real name.
And we must say there's no pictures because that's security
no
reasons.
pictures.
Social security reasons, that is.
That's not a camera, is it?
That is a camera.
You be truthful, will you? That's not a camera, is it?
Derry, you've got heck of a how many people have you got in this team?
Well, we're not allowed to tell you that, but...
About 20, I think.
Yeah, stop your laughing, you're out.
Now, a very important part of the modern motorcycle world is motorcycle security. Now look at this. They don't come much more secure than this. To there. Ow. What an amazing machine. Now, this is the man who actually owns this machine. And you built this machine, did you?
Yes, took me about 2 months.
Did it? And what exactly is it?
Based on a Reliant Robin.
Right.
Engine, back end.
Right. And has anybody ever tried to pinch it?
Who would?
Unfortunately not. No, I don't want it. No. And have you come a long way today?
About 70 mile.
70 mile?
Halifax.
Right. Do you have to wear a crash helmet on these things?
No,
do you?
no.
Do you wear a crash helmet on these?
Sometimes, if it's cold.
If it's cold, right. Halifax, that's a bit of a trek, isn't it?
I am home.
What's all the gubbins in the back here? It looks like something from the old army days.
Toolboxes, but they're just more secure than leaving them open, you see.
So you could go away for about 3 weeks on one of these, quite easily.
Oh yeah, we've toured Belgium and we're going to France and Ireland next year.
Yeah.
So that's our club, the Bridge. That's it.
This is the club. Are you in a club with this?
Yeah.
And what is it? The Trike Club? Or something?
No, it's just a normal bike club, an MCC,
Right.
like a rally club really.
Right. And have you got a two-wheeler?
Yeah, I have a Suzuki Chop as well.
Right. Smashing. Well, a very interesting machine. this is Ian Shearer. Ian's back from the run. He's been out with the first run this morning. Was it a complete success, Ian?
Excellent, good turnout, good riding by everyone. Weather stayed fine.
Yeah. No nutcases charging up and down the outside?
You always get the odd one or two, but no, it's fine. It was a good, clear ride.
Today is absolutely mega. I mean, it just grows each year and it's getting bigger and bigger, and today's the best yet.
And any idea how many have attended today?
I haven't got a clue. I know we're up on last year, so I would think we're about 14,000.
Yeah, so really pleased. You look as though you're pleased, anyway, from the smile.
Yeah, absolutely delighted, Jeffy.
And I think up until last year we'd raised £80,000.
We had, so all being well, we've gone the 100.
What do you think of it so far then, Paul? Cracking day.
I'm not going to say rubbish. Absolutely brilliant too. You can't fail to enjoy yourself, can you? At a place like this.
I thought at one time you were going to have a go with those purple helmets.
They were having a go at me actually. I've checked my wallet. I've still got my wallet. I was quite amazed at that. No, it's been great. Great fun.
And another thing that surprised me, I thought you chickened out there. Dave Coates blasting down the straight, burnouts. I thought, is Paul going to have a go? And you didn't, did you?
I would have got on the back. I didn't.
No, you wouldn't.
I would. I didn't. Next time, I'll go on the back of Dave Coates. I promise you. Yeah, Dave Coates was brilliant.
Yeah.
Jason Finn, brilliant. You know, you come here, you see.
That's the other thing. Now, I didn't lie down, and neither did you, did I? When Jason Finn was hopping over people.
Well, I was going to go up, but you know, I couldn't get through the crowd, so it was unfortunate.
So we haven't done much, have we? Really? I haven't talked to a lot of people.
We've spoken to lots of people, met lots of great people. Yeah. And have you spent any money yet, by the way?
Yes, I think I bought one cup of tea earlier. What about you?
Well, we're getting towards the end of the day now, so now's the day to go and hit the trade stands, you see.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
They don't want to take everything home with them.
Scoop up a few helmets, shall we?
Well, no. Well, I don't know. We'll go and have a look.
Yeah.
I think first thing is, let's go and hit the burger stand.
We might find some purple helmets.
We never know. Burgers are on you.
Okay, sit. This is Men and Motors, two wheels better, and here we are in Carl Fogarty's toy shop, or perhaps it's a garage. Carl Fogarty, in your long career, you must have had some terrible lows and some terrific highs, but first the lows. What about the lowest point that you've had?
I think probably breaking my leg badly in 1986. I was just sort of getting going. I was racing 250s that year and I was going really well. Just sort of everyone was starting to talk about me and stuff. I just set 4 lap records at 4 different tracks in a row. Just finished 11th in the British Grand Prix in the wet. I was only like, I think I was 18 or 19 years old. And everyone was talking about that, finished 11th in the Grand Prix, and it was absolutely terrible conditions. And the week after I was testing for the British Championship at Alton Park, and I crashed and broke my leg, but I broke my femur and it was a compound fracture, so it was a real mess. And that set me back really a good year, and I just sort of got back into it again. And in 87, and I crashed and broke it again. So it was a low point for me.
Was it the same leg, Carl? Right.
Yeah, I broke. Yeah, same one, but just slightly lower down. So yeah, I just sort of set back for 2 years really. Then around that time, and that's what made me, I think, in the end go to racing superbikes. Because when I come 1988 season to get back on 250 again, I really struggled and just didn't feel comfortable at all. And switched to superbikes because it was a lot bigger and a lot more leg movement, and I just took to them like a duck to water, really.
Yeah, so the weight of the bike wasn't any problem. It was literally the physical size, getting your knees tucked up and everything.
Yeah, I mean, you're really cramped up on a 250, and that was a problem. Once I broke it, I've never, even now, I still haven't got full movement in it, so I couldn't really ride them anymore, and that's why I moved classes, really.
Looking forward to 1997, I guess I know what the high spot is going to be of that if you can do it. What will it be with Ducati? Well,
obviously, I want to win the World Championship for them. That's all I'm interested in doing, winning races and winning World Championships, and hopefully next year I'll be able to do that.
Well, I wish you all the best, and I'm sure everyone watching will as well.
Thanks.
Thanks, Carl.
It's gross. It's disgusting. Disembodied, disemboweled bits of bike everywhere. Yes, we're in the parts and the marketing section of Harley Davidson here in Dorking in Surrey, and oops, it just slipped onto me. Of course, it's a huge, huge, vast industry. Just how big and where would you take someone round in this shop to sort of say, oh, would you like one of these? Where would you start?
Well, basically, we'd start with the clothing side, which is obviously the most popular and obviously has the widest appeal, because you don't have to own a Harley to own a Harley jacket.
And the majority probably don't.
Well, yes and no, yeah. We find all sorts really come in for the clothing. So that's obviously a big area for us. Harley do every part of clothing you can think of. So obviously you're wearing a nice jacket here, leather jeans, leather waistcoats, t-shirts, shirts. We have denims. Harley do their own line of biker blues, which also come in black, by the way. Unbelievably. Right
Like
through
they
to boxer shorts, knickers, swimwear,
You
socks.
beat me to it. I was just going to say, what about the underwear?
That's right. Well, we generally carry the underwear and what have you in the winter.
So what other sort of clothing have you got?
Well, we've got the full range here. We have shirts, t-shirts, ladies sort of underwear, if you like, or ladies t-shirts, caps, scarves, bandanas, boots, sweatshirts, what do you call a dress shirt, I suppose, or denim shirts, right through.
Are Harley the only sort of company that have really gone into mass clothing as opposed to just the riding clothing that would be needed to be on a bike? I mean, they've gone off on a tangent, really, haven't they? Are they the only company to have done that?
As far as I'm aware, yes, to this degree. There are other companies that do their own registered products, but nowhere near in the length and breadth that Harley do. There's a huge selection of stuff that you can buy for your Harley. Absolutely enormous for every single model. You can dress it up whichever way you want. A lot of the parts are interchangeable, so that if you want to change the style, you've got a particular bike, you want to change it to the style of another model in the range, you can do that. It just goes on and on and on and on.
You can morph your bike from your sports, so you end up with an Ultra Glide.
That's exactly right. And we have customers who have done that, basically converted their sports, for example, into a heritage.
What is the sort of markup, though, just on, say, something that is necessarily just Harley? Are you paying so much more just for the name?
No, actually, funnily enough, some of the parts are very, very expensive. There's no doubt about it. I mean, and some are very, very cheap. I mean, you've got this sort of item here, which is probably a pound or two, which is just a stick-on decal,
It's a nipple cover.
That's right. Going right up to sort of like a full dress light kit or something, which is going to cost you hundreds and hundreds of pounds. Right. So it varies. Yes, I mean, obviously it's expensive, or it's on the expensive side, but it is a quality product.
Mm-hmm. Fascinating. I think you need just lots of this. It's like, money. Can't see it, can you, in this coat? Hold that for a moment.
Thanks very much. We'd like the jacket back, please, Diane, if possible.
Paul and I have been talking about securities on bikes. It's a very, very important subject and not to be taken lightly. What do you do, Paul, when you're when you're riding these exotic machines that I don't get the chance to ride?
Well, I've had a word about that. I'll sort that out. But the thing is, you see, somebody lends me a bike for the weekend, a £10,000, £11,000 bike sometimes, and I've got to look after that bike, and I've got to take it back in one piece. But the operative word being, I've got to take it back. I've got to keep hold of it, and it's difficult to keep hold of a top-class bike.
True, right, yeah.
Right. Now, I mean, there's all sorts. I know there's chains for this, padlocks for that, disc locks for this, alarms for this, that, and the other. But it seems to me it's an absolute minefield, and it seems you can spend as much or as little as you want. Now, I mean, look at these. You see, a disc lock. There we go. 20 quid, 40 quid. I mean, what is any of them going to stop anybody picking my bike up and throwing it in a van? I don't think
Definitely not, mate.
A lot of good, really.
No, they just pick them up and throw them in the back of a van. So, if you were going to buy a disc lock because you like the idea and the convenience of putting the disc lock in your pocket or under the seat and being able to carry it, really, you might as well buy a £16 disc lock because it stops the wheels rotating. And that is all they do.
And it still makes you fall off if you forget to take it off.
If you forget to take it off and off you set, you fall off. And
right.
You're stupid in front of all your mates.
Quick route to a really good stoppy.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
So really, the best move is to lock your bike to something with an ideal lock and chain.
And buy a Rottweiler.
Well, if you put that by the side of it, and if you have an alarm on it, the alarm wakes the Rottweiler up and he bites the leg of the guy who's trying to nick your bike.
Smashing, I like that, that's good.
If you're going to consider lock and chains, there's all sorts. Coil locks, lightweight little locks and chains, the big bruisers. These are the boys. These are the ones at various length. I mean, that's a little bit impractical, but that'd be ideal for in a garage locking 3 or 4 bikes up.
Right.
You put these babies, the right length for your situation.
But I mean, is that not going to be? That's a metal chain. I mean, a pair of bolt croppers, surely.
No.
Go through that.
No. Earlier on today, with these things, which I carry in my pocket everywhere I go.
Right. Well, I've seen your trousers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are bolt croppers of the largest type. And those have cut a lock and chain with ease. In fact, this baby behind you.
This one?
Easy.
Right.
My body weight on the ground, inside the jaws of the croppers, snap. Seconds.
Right.
Because it looks like the big boy.
It
But
does
this
look exactly the same as
the difference
120
being
pounds.
materials. That's all it is. That's nitro hardened, and the idea is they freeze it hard rather than heat temper it. So when these guys come along with croppers which snap things, they don't cut them like scissors. When they try and snap the metal, it won't, because it's not brittle at all. It's very, very hard, fully hardened. All it does really is, as you can probably see from the croppers, is dent the jaws.
Right.
They get frustrated, they go and look for the bike that's only got a disc lock on and throw that in the back of the van.
Right, so I can lock my bike up with a padlock, and that might stop somebody wheeling it off. But I mean, if somebody comes and picks it up, it can be chained up and they can pick it up and throw it in a van. Now, I'm not going to hear them, so obviously there's alarms.
That's the answer.
Right.
Noise.
Audible alarms. Lots of noise. As much noise as we can make, really, basically.
Well, there's not many quiet alarms.
No, that's true.
So a noisy alarm, as you've said. Immobilising system on it as well, if possible. Could cost you a few quid. Could cost you £60–70 for a basic one, or a real good system one, which you may get insurance discount, which everybody wants, because your insurance is a high cost. Bit of insurance discount never goes amiss.
Right.
You're talking £200–300, but on a modern motorcycle, as you said, £10–11,000, £200 is nothing.
Well worth it, yeah.
And what a little important point being is, everybody's got excess on their insurance policy. Might be £200–300. So if you can avoid having your bike stolen by buying something at 150 quid, a lock and chain, you've avoided the chance of having the disappointment of losing it and paying £250 out for your excess.
Right, sounds good to me.
So get your money out, let's get one bought.
Well, it's in my top box actually. I'll just go and get. I don't think I've locked it. I'll be back in a minute.
Hey, Paul, don't forget, lock it, don't lose it. Ah, shit. Oh, and by the way, alarms. We'll touch on the subject of alarms in a few weeks.